Hey guys, it's Sims 4 Master and welcome to a brand new The Sims 4 speed build. So today I'm here with a little bit of a smaller speed build than normally. This is not a house build but a park build, because as you know, The Sims 4 Romantic Garden Stuff Pack has been released last week, or actually this week. And therefore I thought it would be cool to use those new items, but they would not really fit in a regular house. And of course, when you have garden items, it's kind of logical to build a park. And with Valentine's Day coming up and this being the Romantic Garden Stuff Pack, I thought I'm going to build kind of a romantic with rose colored and, or at least pink colored and roses and all that kind of stuff in it, just to have kind of a themed build. And still I'm calling it a speed build simply because it's me building something and I'm speeding it up. So therefore, you know, a speed build, pretty logical, but not as big as would normally make it. But a regular house building video is coming up as well. I first had the plan to make this a room build. Regularly it would be, but simply I'm not building a room, so therefore it would not be that logical. But yeah, I think in the end it turned out pretty cool. I did not have that many expectations actually of it. That's what I wanted to say. Because normally I don't really only build parks. Normally I build houses and I add like a cool garden to it. But now I only had to make the garden, and the house could not make up for like a bad garden, so therefore I had to make a good garden. And still I had to use like items which I would normally really not use, but that added up to kind of the challenge, and that also made it fun, because in that way I really got to check out all the new items that come with the Romantic Garden Stuff Pack. And in that way, yeah, I just got to find out, you know, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. And I think in the end you get really quite some items with it. And if you like building parks and gardens, or if you simply like building a little bit more older things, or more, yeah, Greek styled, I guess, because that's what most of the items are, then this is definitely something for you. But if you're really into modern building, then this is a little bit less useful, because I'm sure that after this build I'll not use all those items as much. Some of the plants I'll use, but even the plants are not the most realistic epic things I've ever seen. I'll mainly continue to use the regular plants which we already had, though I must say there are some plants in there which are pretty useful, I guess. Also, you know, you have those arcs which you see over there, way too pink in my opinion, but you know, there's one time in the year that you have to, or can build a romantic thing, you know, with Valentine's Day coming up. And I thought, you know, though I'll simply be there with Netflix and like a bucket of Ben and Jerry's, you know, we still have this park for those who do like all that Valentine stuff. And you know, in the end, once a year this is definitely possible. Kind of unclear maybe. Hopefully this commentary is not too terrible, but oh well. Yeah, I think in the end it simply, you know what, expected this to not turn out that nice, just building it, and I did not have that much of an expectation. But in the end I must say that I was really happily surprised, and I think in the end it really turned out to look better than yeah, I'd expected it to. And especially because first I had no idea how to structure the entire park, and then you simply end up adding like plants all over the place, which makes it really, yeah, terribly looking in my opinion, or at least that's what I expected it to. And especially if I would do something like that, it would turn out terrible. But then I came up with the fact, or the idea, that you could divide the place into 4 spots, with in the middle the new fountain which children can sit on, and even adults can sit on it, I believe, and play in it and everything. And then around there we have some benches, and then we have like those curved fences, which is something new I've tried out, and therefore there are only floor tiles and not floor paintings in this build, simply because otherwise it would not match up. Therefore it might seem a little bit too green at points, because there's like no regular dirt under the plants, which you would normally expect. But that's just the reasoning there. I could not use floor paintings paintings like you saw me doing in the beginning. I only used floor tiles. So yeah, here we have kind of a wedding area. I thought, you know, when you're building a romantic park, you can of course also add like a wedding area, which is also very pink and very red, with very many bright colors. Not too many. I decided to leave the colors of the flowers just mainly white and pink / reddish, because otherwise it would be way too chaotic in my opinion. And I kind of like the wet colors the white colors, I mean, of the of the plants. So that's what I went for in the end, and then adding some pink red around it just for those who do like that. But don't worry about it, this will be one of the last builds until next year, I guess, which is this pink and this into flowers and stuff. But yeah, this is also not really, like, you know, it's not really a build, it's simply kind of a room build. That's kind of what you normally expect me. That's kind of the length of the video as well. That's the there's no overview, but there's simply screenshots, because this is a speed build, but in the end in the form of a room build. But it's still sped up, because otherwise this would be like, I think, half an hour or an hour long. That's not what you want. Well, at least maybe that's what you want, but then you have to watch speed build or let's builds, I mean, and that's what I'll be starting again pretty soon. I still have to kind of mess up or fix up, actually, of course, everything of OBS, because in that way I can maybe live stream, and then while live streaming I can do the let's build. And I thought that would be cool, because in that way, you know, you can directly respond to everything I do, you can directly leave feedback, and in that way I immediately know what I should change and what you like and what you don't like about it. And that would make it so much more interactive, so much more fun, because I felt like those let's builds kind of started to get down in quality, and I think this would make it much more fun. So that's my plan. But until I fix that, there will not be any let's builds, but then we've still got speed builds and room builds and renovations, which might be coming up as well pretty soon again. I still have to record one, but I wonder, have I done a renovation video yet since like lately? Because I feel like I have done one, but I'm not totally sure. I think I'm not, because I can't remember what I would have built. Nope, I've not done a renovation, that's it, in the past couple of months, but that's a series that will be coming back as well, because people always seem to like it. But sometimes you simply have to put a series on hold. Here we've got the movie area with still some ancient benches, which would not be too comfortable, I guess, in order to watch a movie, but still, you know, it's kind of more in the style that this park is in. So therefore I thought, you know, that's just what I'm going to be using. I could use all kinds of comfortable chairs or sofas, but that would not really be realistic for like outdoors. So this is what I went for. And I also used the huge screen, which came with the movie Hangout stuff pack. So in that case I also used some items of that new stuff pack. Well, new, it's 1 month old. It was the one before the Romantic Garden stuff pack. Also adding some trees, just to give some shadow to the place, and just to make it a little bit less flat, because otherwise this entire lot would simply be flat, with the highest point most likely being the television. That's not what you want. So let me see, I'm just adding some more of the plants and everything, just regular stuff, I guess. I wanted to add like that coming alive water thingy, but I'm not sure what I've added it in the end, because I really did not like the look of it. But I think in the end I have added it, so you can come alive if you get into this park and you find the water thingy, then you can get alive again after you've turned into a ghost, or at least that's what I believe it worked like. But I must say I've not really looked around in this stuff pack in live mode or live mode yet. I've simply only been building. And mainly this build. So let me see, we've got 2 pools, one a little bit more for the children, which also has like, well, actually the other one also has like this climbing thing for children. So the other one also has a little bit bigger, and it also has like seats and umbrellas. So here you see the screenshots. Like I said, this is not really a regular speed build, simply because I do not have like a fancy overview video, simply some screenshots. But yeah, I think that's perfectly English. I'm really, my English is on spot lately. But anyways, please let me know what you think of this build. Do you like it? If you like it, you can of course add it to your own game as well from the gallery. Look for Origin ID, Dutch Sims Master, no 4 in there. And then you can simply put it in your game, put it in any world you want to, and you have a romantic park to play on Valentine's Day, in case you don't have a Valentine. And in that case, you don't have to be lonely. No worries about that. So yeah, please let me know what you thought of it. Leave any comments in the comments down below. Leave a like on this video, and if you would like to see more of my videos, of my builds, of anything I do, please subscribe to my channel, and then you'll be updated whenever I upload a video. So thanks for watching and I hope to see you back later.